a very popular candidate as well. You had a very popular candidate in you know. Mhm, 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 mhm. Yes. And I thought it would be I thought certain. Mhm. That certainly that's something that people talked about on a frequent basis. What it is, but Colin, while we look at everything, but the question must be why the young man disappeared, and we have not heard from the police or anybody who said that listen, there is a they have sent out anything to our international partners to say, listen, this young man have disappeared, so some border situation should be there, and so on, something should be out. It begs the question, what happened there? Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Colin, I'm up on the 10:30, Colin. Hold for me, please. Let's hold for me. Hold for me. Uh, ring from morning. Plug this out and put in the other. The time on you talking through FS. Mm.
769843111 or 9843112. Avoid legal action. Pay your now.
Okay, so something like that. Yeah. Morning. If the house shows signs of breaking out, stay under a table or stand. Maybe we have to shut down now.
on this, this one on this is support.
Plug off, plug off that.
All the doctors here for moving children. So, was it the good much? Things are really new.
Going to school next year, and it's delivered Sunday at 2 p.m. for on campus. A weekly snapshot of things and guys from the new campus of the University of Western. Tune in at 2 p.m. on Sundays as we explore groundbreaking events, soul-raising friends. This is the personality of the campus.
Hello.
Campus of
Yeah.
Good, no? Still getting.
Yeah.
What's that? The big one. And 42 01. You will follow us on Instagram. You partner with
trading even, yes? Mm-hmm. 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 There's another conversation that I'm also hearing, Colin, that in light of the areas that is being questioned to run over, it's the area that the PNP is said to be very strong in, the Mollines area there, Mollines Garden Division, I think it is. And they're saying that, listen, with the PNP base, they're really energized and so on. And in light of all of this, it could be a difficult task for the Prime Minister to win that division. Hence, they're looking at an easier pathway for the Prime Minister, and that Bob Grange would, the long-standing member of Parliament, senior member of Parliament, Bob Grange, would give way out in central St. Catherine, and the Prime Minister would basically get that seat. So what would happen now? It would triggers two by-election. Mm-hmm. Desmond, well, that's another one. To be honest with you, I didn't hear about Desmond, but certainly. And remember now, Colin, there's a history of having the Prime Minister coming out of Western Kingston. Mm-hmm. 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 And Colin, hold on. You mentioned persons want to be a prime minister just for a month, but here another thing, Colin. The fact of the matter is that if wholeness should be removed from the house, right? There's no guarantee that he would be ushered back in as prime minister, because whoever emerged as prime minister would under no obligation to resign as prime minister and give him back the position. Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh-huh. Absolutely. Mhm. I'm sure that the constitutional lawyers I am sure, Colin, that the constitutional lawyers here in Jamaica certainly must be taking up their law books and basically looking at it and looking at all these possibilities, Colin. We continue to plug along as we bring these information. All we're doing is raising these things. We are not in our position to adjudicate one way or the other, but we must have this discussion as members of the fourth estate, the possibilities. Colin Bell, it's always a pleasure. God bless you. Thank you. So that's Ace broadcast journalist there, and CEO of Portland Spice TV, Mr. Colin Bell. He joined us to talk about that scenario, possibilities as to what could happen, should the constitutional authority rule that there must be a run over in the constituency of West Central St. Andrew. in its entirety or partially, right? So we are just looking at possibility. As I said before, it may very well mean that thing fuzzled and come to naught. It depends on what comes out of the constitutional authority. What we know for sure is that we have had a template going into this where we saw Andrew Holness who felt aggrieved at some material point. I think it was in 1997 thereabout, and he basically took a similar situation to that said authority, and so there's a template that we're going on, a precedence there. So let's see, is there a similarity, or does the similarity basically mirrors so much that we could see the similar ruling out of the constituted authority? Those are questions that we're asking. The lines are open. It's your program. 876-212-9824. That's 876-212-9824. 876-462-0919. I know that we're any better, Mr. Technical Man. All right. Okay. We have been trying to get the sound up correctly on my YouTube channel, and to no avail. But I'm sure that we're up on the Make We Talk YouTube channel, so you can also join us there. And we're also up on the Make We Talk TikTok page as well, so you can join us there as well, because we want you to have as much offering as possible. We're also live on the World Wide Web, so you can go there and download the Newstalk 93 FM app and listen to us at www.newstalk93fm.net. We're also live up on the 93 FM band across the various areas that you pick us up on. So, hello, caller. Hi, morning, Africa. How are you doing, sir? Not here in Africa there at all, Madam Producer. Not hearing him at all. Africa? Go ahead. Yeah, he's better. Africa, could you, I don't understand. What are you saying there, please? Africa, hold on, please. You have to understand, this is not in your veranda talk or so, because not everybody, people, you have to talk and make people know the discussion that you're talking about. You can't just set the little youth hold up your hand. Make people know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Construct the thing properly, my brethren, please. Or you talking about the shooting that took place down there in Territory Lane in Clarendon? Okay, all right. No way, talk. Yeah, man. Let me tell you something in Africa. Irrespective of what hardship or not, none of us know the other side, so we all want to live. Yes, and that is why suicide is not something that people really readily go to, because in the main, no matter how life seems to be difficult, you want to live. And from all accounts, Africa, it seems very, very bad on the face of it, and that's the point I'm making. I remember, Africa, that sometime, was it earlier this year also, we had a similar situation where the police basically, I think those police are still in custody, where they went and they unalive, I think it was 2 or 3 young men, and they came and said it was murder and so on, and everything was captured on the camera. So it is sad, and that is why people like myself and you and others, Africa, we have been calling for the body-worn cameras. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They said them not in that. Monty Perkins used to say, no, so them not in that. Them not in that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And more so, you see, my friend, there are so many things that both the government, prime minister, and everybody, they believe that this is the fact that they get a third term, a quote unquote third term. However, unscrupulous some people are saying that they get the third term by. They're saying, listen, the people vote them in back for a third term so they can do anything. And that is the sad reality. Cherry tree. Mm-hmm. Well, I think the community are really showing a lot of. Well, the shadow cabinet has not been renamed, but the person who had the portfolio before is one Peter Murcott Bunting. PB, yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, they're listening. Mm-hmm. All right, my friend. Mm-hmm. 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 And let me tell you something here, Africa. We look at these things, and we can keep our mouth shut. We can fold our arms and anything. Matthew is right here beside me right now, right? Peter John, and he's a he's a university graduate, but he's out there and can be mistaken like any other of our youngsters across Jamaica. And certainly, it is something that we have to be careful and be mindful of. That today for me and tomorrow for you. So we must ask tough questions, and we must ask the commissioner of police what is going on in the force that he led. Is there a squad that is out there sent out to do dirty work to basically take out our youngsters? And what is happening? They're getting this wrong in a lot of cases. Remember now, when you take a man life, Papa, call him back later and say, bring it back, It's not like a man come borrow money from you and he will give it back next week. Man dead. Well, I heard from Michael Jackson yesterday. She weighed in and, she's asking some question and so on. Indicom as well basically renewed their call. It's in the paper today. They're renewing their call. No, but they're renewing their calls for. Hold on now, man, hold on. They're renewing their calls for the body worn camera. Mm. But what else can they do? I'm asking you. Who? All right. No, it's not a matter of getting yourself more in law to deal with things. Indicom operate under a particular mandate where they investigate extra police shootings and so on. and certain they are doing that. They have been crying out loud for some time now to say that the police officers should be outfitted with body-worn camera, especially when they are going out and planned operation. And indeed, that's not happening. Mm-hmm. All right, my friend. Mm-hmm. 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 Africa, Africa. We all say that these. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I tell you, so I tell you something. He just had his first child. How old is the baby now, Peter John? 12 days old. You know. So I tell you, my friend, it's a sad state of affair, but mhm, mhm. Some elderly gentleman told me something just last week. He said he was in the company of some other gentleman, and a group of police officers came in, and they just start to use pure expletives. Was this and that and so I'm wondering, and I understand that. Listen, we are getting more, and the wide spectrum. We are having persons who are more qualified entering the police force as no. But is it that there are certain vetting that not taking place, and are we having some people who are going through the cracks? Some people who are being handpicked by political operatives and getting recruited in the police force, because all these are questions that we must ask. Mhm. Well, I don't know, because I understand that there are aspects of the training that put in place now. So you have aspect of human rights and all sorts of things, how to deal with people in the police training curricula. That's my understanding. So I don't know. I don't know if it's not if it has anything to do with the training. What I know for sure is that we have some people who probably should not be in the police force. But again, let's face it, is this certainly a handpicked group of people within the police force that has been given a mandate to go out there and carry out the duty as they are carrying it out? All right, Africa, bless you. Africa is gone. All right, so let me continue to invite persons to call 876-212-9824. That's 876-212-9824. All right. And as we talk about the story here, there's a picture of the young man. He's on the front page of the Observer this morning. Mhm. Undated photo of 22-year-old Jamar Farkison. I wonder if it's Farke down there in Clan. I wonder if Farke that I know. I wonder if it's his grandson. All right. Who was shot dead. Where were you, Madam Producer? Break? All right, let's go to the break. So come.
The preceding hour was brought to you by Wellington Street.
You said, John?
That's one hour just set. So, like,
Hmm?
the court isn't filtering. So we're hearing you.
Yeah, it's coming through, but it happen all the while. Sometimes we unarmed thing here, Facebook, and Tanya normally check the Facebook to see